Last night, something woke me up. A sound coming from the backyard. When I looked outside, I saw my own son sneaking into the shed at midnight. I thought maybe I was overreacting, till I saw what he took out. That moment changed everything. My name is Daniel Harper, 53 years old, widower, broken. 2 nights ago, I watched my 17-year-old boy Ethan sneak across the backyard at midnight with a flashlight clamped between his teeth like a criminal. My heart slammed so hard, I thought the same aneurysm that almost took me last winter would finish the job right there on the porch. Because what he carried out of that locked shed wasn't a tool or a keepsake. It was the one thing I swore I'd guard with my life. And when moonlight flashed off it for half a second, I felt every promise I ever made to my dying wife shatter inside my chest. If this is already ripping you open, hit subscribe right now. Every day we post a new story that could be happening to someone you love. Drop a comment and tell me where you're listening from tonight. I need to know I'm not the only one shaking. Sarah, my wife, lost her fight with cancer 18 months ago. The shed was her art studio. After the funeral, I padlocked it, hid the key inside, and told myself that door would stay shut until I was in the ground with her too. I couldn't handle the smell of her oil paints without collapsing. But 2 nights ago something woke me, a metallic scrape, the side gate, bare feet on wet grass. I slipped outside in just boxers and an old robe. Crouched behind the hydrangeas, she planted the spring before the diagnosis and watched the shed door creak open. A thin beam of light swept the dusty floor. There was my boy on his knees in front of the wooden chest, shoulders shaking with a sob I'd never heard from him, not even the day we buried her. His fingers fumbled the padlock I thought only I could open. He lifted the lid, pulled out a small black velvet pouch, pressed it to his heart and whispered, "I'm sorry, Mum." Then he locked everything again and ran. The porch light caught the object for one heartbeat. White gold, single sapphire. Sarah's wedding ring. The one the hospital cut off her swollen finger the week she slipped away. The one I hid because I couldn't look at it without bleeding inside. My son just stole the last piece of his mother from a grave I built with my own hands. I stood in the freezing dark until sunrise, barefoot, gravel cutting my feet. Clutching a spare key, I suddenly remembered it existed. And right now, 2 nights later, Ethan is asleep upstairs. The house is dead quiet. My palm is sweating around that key. I'm walking toward the back door. Floorboards don't even creak anymore. I'm outside. The shed is waiting. I slide the key into the padlock. It turns. I push the door open, and her smell hits me like a fist to the throat. I step inside. I'm inside her shed right now, the door half closed behind me, and the smell of her oil paints is so strong I can taste metal on my tongue. The lantern on left is still warm. I flick it on. Golden light spills over everything frozen in time. Her brushes in cloudy jars. The half-finished portrait of Ethan at 12, leaning against the wall. The little radio that only ever played Norah Jones. My chest caves in. I haven't breathed this air in 18 months. I force myself to the wooden chest. The lid is shut, but the padlock is gone. He took it with him. My fingers leave sweaty prints on the dusty wood when I lift it. The black velvet pouch is missing. The spare key I thought only I knew about is gone too. But something else is wrong. The lining inside is torn, hanging like loose skin. I kneel, exactly where my son knelt hours ago, and peeled the fabric back. There really is a false bottom, a thin sheet of plywood. I pry it up with shaking fingers. First thing I see, the stack of letters tied in Sarah's blue ribbon. Second thing, the small leather journal with her handwriting on the cover. For Ethan, when you're old enough to forgive me. My throat closes. Forgive her for what? I pull the journal out. It's heavier than it should be. Something is taped to the back cover. A flash drive. Tiny, black, the kind she never owned because she hated computers. I flip to the first page of the journal and the words hit me like a hammer. My sweet boy, if you're reading this, I'm already gone and your father still doesn't know the truth. There's a letter in here addressed to Daniel. Burn it if you want to protect him. Keep it if you want him to finally see me. Either way, I'm so sorry I left you to carry this alone. My hands go numb. The journal slips. Pages fan open and a photograph falls out. It's Sarah, younger, smiling, standing next to a man I've never seen before. His arm is around her waist. She's pregnant, very pregnant, and the date stamped on the bottom is 9 months before Ethan was born. I stare at the stranger's face. Dark hair, green eyes, Ethan's eyes. The lantern flickers. The shed door behind me creaks just an inch. I spin around, heart exploding. Ethan is standing in the doorway, barefoot, wearing only boxers, the sapphire ring glinting on the chain around his neck. His voice is small, broken, nothing like my son's dad. Please put the picture down. I can't move. I can't breathe. He takes one step inside, eyes pleading, tears already falling. I was trying to protect you, he whispers. She made me promise. And right then, the lantern dies. We are in absolute darkness together, 10 feet apart, the photograph trembling in my fist. And I hear myself ask the question that ends everything. Who are you protecting me from, Ethan? Me or the man in this picture? He doesn't answer. He just starts sobbing in the dark. And I'm still holding the photo. It's pitch black in the shed, and my son is crying 10 feet away from me. But I still can't tell if the boy I raised is even mine. The lantern is dead. The only light comes from the moon slicing through the dirty window, painting silver stripes across the floor between us. Ethan's sobs are wet, ragged, like something is tearing out of his chest. I'm frozen with Sarah's photograph in one fist and the journal in the other, the flash drive taped to the back digging into my palm like a bullet. I manage to choke out one word. Talk. He sucks in air that sounds like it hurts. I didn't want you to find out like this, he whispers. I was going to fix it. I was going to burn everything tonight so you'd never have to know. Know what? My voice cracks like ice on a pond. That your mother cheated. That the last 18 years of my life were a lie. Silence. Then the worst sound I've ever heard. Ethan dropping to his knees on the dusty floorboards. No, he says, voice so small. She didn't cheat. She was leaving you dead. She was leaving us both. The words hit harder than any punch. I stagger back, shoulder slamming into Sarah's easel. A canvas crashes down. Paint tubes scatter like bones. Ethan keeps talking through the tears. She met him when you were working those double shifts at the mill, the year I was 8. His name is Marcus Reed. He's a photographer. She said he made her feel alive again. They were going to move to Portland after she told you, but then she got sick. Stage 4. And Marcus. He disappeared. Just vanished. She never heard from him again. I can't breathe. The shed is spinning. Ethan crawls closer on his knees, the chain with her ring swinging like a pendulum. Mum wrote me the letters when she knew she was dying. She made me promise to find him after she was gone. She wanted to know why he left her to die alone. She wanted me to ask him if he ever loved her at all. I looked down at the photograph in my hand. The stranger's smile. Sarah's glow. My entire marriage reduced to a Polaroid. Ethan's voice drops to almost nothing. 2 months ago, he answered. He's living 40 minutes away. Married now. 2 little girls. He says he never knew she died. He wants to meet me. He wants to know his son. His son. I feel the floor tilt. My knees hit the wood hard enough to bruise. Ethan reaches for me in the dark. His fingers brush my arm. I've been driving there on weekends, Dad, using the money from selling Mum's paintings online. I was going to tell him I'm not his kid, that I already have a father. Then I was going to come home and burn all of this so you'd never be hurt. I pull away from his touch like it burns. He keeps going, frantic now. But tonight I found one last letter in the journal. She wrote it the day before she died. It's addressed to you. I haven't read it yet. I was going to burn it with everything else, but I couldn't. I hear paper rustling. He's holding something out in the dark. A single envelope. My name in Sarah's handwriting. My fingers close around it like it's on fire. Behind us, the shed door is still open. Cold night air pours in. I rip the envelope open with my teeth, unfold the letter with hands that won't stop shaking, and the first line I read in the moonlight destroys what's left of me. Daniel, if you're reading this, Ethan chose the truth over protecting you. And there's one more thing I never told either of you. I look up. Ethan's face is streaked with tears and terror. He whispers, "What does it say, Dad?" I can't answer yet, because my eyes just landed on the second line, and the world is falling out from under me all over again. I'm reading my dead wife's final confession by moonlight while my son watches me die inside. The paper trembles so hard in my hands the words keep blurring. Ethan is on his knees 3 feet away, not daring to breathe. I force my eyes back to the second line. Daniel, if you're reading this, Ethan shows the truth over protecting you. And there's one more thing I never told either of you. Ethan is dying too. The shed tilts. I have to grab the edge of the chest to keep from falling. Sarah's handwriting swims in front of me, neat and calm like she's sitting right here explaining over coffee. I found the first lump in my breast the same week I decided to leave you. I thought it was stress. Then the tests came back. The doctor said it was aggressive, maybe 2 years if I was lucky. That's when I knew I couldn't drag Ethan into a new life with Marcus. I couldn't make him watch another parent rot away. So I stayed. I stayed and let you believe everything was fine while I planned to tell you the truth once he turned 18 and could choose for himself. I have to stop reading. My lungs won't work. Ethan makes a wounded sound like a kicked dog. I keep going because I have to. But 6 months ago, Ethan started getting bruises that wouldn't heal. Nosebleeds that soaked his pillow. He hid it from you the same way I hid mine. He's been seeing my old oncologist behind your back. Same cancer, Daniel. Same monster. Only his is moving faster because he's young and it's angry. I drop the letter. It flutters to the floor like a white moth. Ethan is shaking his head, tears dripping off his chin. I didn't want you to lose us both at once, he chokes out. You barely survived, Mum. If you knew about me, you'd stop living right now. I thought if I found Marcus, if I got answers for Mum, if I made peace with him, then I could come home, give you the ring, tell you I loved you, and just slip away quietly. I stare at him, my boy. My beautiful, stubborn boy who looks exactly like a stranger. I crawl across the floorboards until I'm close enough to see the faint purple bruises blooming under the skin of his arms that I mistook for normal teenage clumsiness. How long? I manage. He swallows. 4 months, maybe 5. The last scan showed it's in the bone marrow now. 4 months. I've been walking around with a loaded shotgun, thinking he betrayed me while he was counting days. I reach for him. He flinches, then collapses against me. I wrap my arms around him so tight, I feel his ribs shudder. The chain with Sarah's ring is cold against my neck when I pull him in. His voice is muffled against my shoulder. I sewed her paintings to pay for the chemo I never took. I couldn't do it without insurance running out and you finding out. I just needed time to fix everything for you. I rock him like he's 5 years old again, and the world still makes sense. Then I notice the flash drive still taped to the back of the journal. It's loose now. I peel it free. Ethan sees it and goes very still. "That's not Mom's," he whispers. "That's mine. I recorded a video for you. For after, I can't speak." I just clutch him harder. Outside, the first bird starts singing, thinking it's dawn. The shed is turning grey around us. I hold my dying son in the ruins of every lie I ever believed. And I feel the anger coming, hot, black, righteous, aimed at the one man who started all of this. Marcus Reed. He's 40 minutes away, warm in his bed with his new family, never knowing he left 2 people to rot. I kissed the top of Ethan's head and promised him, "He's going to know, son. He's going to know everything." And right now, while Ethan clings to me and the sun starts bleeding across the sky, I slide the flash drive into my pocket. I'm not sure what's on it yet, but I'm about to find out. I just carried my dying son back into the house at sunrise, and the first thing I did was plug that flash drive into the laptop with blood on my hands. Ethan is asleep on the couch now, wrapped in Sarah's old quilt, the one she finished the week before the pain got too bad. His breathing is shallow, too fast. I can see the bruises on his neck I never noticed before. I gave him 2 of the pain pills he's been hiding in his sock drawer. He fought me at first, then folded like paper. I'm sitting at the kitchen table in the same clothes I wore for 2 days. The laptop screen is the only light in the house. The flash drive icon appears. 1 file, video, 0 hours, 14 minutes, and 37 seconds long. I click play. Ethan's face fills the screen. Pale, eyes sunken. He's in his bedroom, sitting on the floor, the ring hanging around his neck. The time stamp is 3 weeks ago. He looks straight into the camera and starts talking with a voice I barely recognize. "Hey Dad, if you're watching this, I'm either gone or you've found everything before I could clean it up. Either way, I'm sorry. I need you to listen to the whole thing. Don't stop halfway. Promise me." He swallows hard. I lied about the chemo money. I did sell Mum's paintings, but not for treatment. I used it to hire someone, a private investigator. His name is Ray Delgado, ex-cop. He's the best at finding people who don't want to be found. And Dad, He found Marcus Reed. The screen cuts to a still photograph. A nice house. White siding. Swing set in the yard. 2 little girls on the porch. Then a man stepping out of a silver SUV. Same dark hair. Same green eyes. Older now, but unmistakable. Ethan's voice comes back. Marcus lives in Lake Oswego. Married to a woman named Claire. Daughters are Lily, 8, and Ava, 6. He's a commercial photographer, does weddings on weekends, makes good money. Never told his wife about the woman he almost ran away with 18 years ago. Never told her he might have a son. The video cuts again. Security footage. Marcus at a coffee shop, laughing with friends, kissing his wife goodbye in a driveway, hugging his daughters like the world is perfect. Ethan's face returns. His eyes are red. I went to see him last week. Stood across the street and watched him play catch with those little girls. I wanted to hate him. I wanted to walk up and punch him in the face for abandoning Mum when she needed him most. But Dad, he looked happy, like he got the life Mum always wanted and never got. Ethan leans closer to the camera. His voice drops. So I made a decision. I'm not telling him I exist. I'm not ruining for lives just to give him guilt he doesn't deserve. But I can't let him keep living like nothing happened. That's why I paid Ray the last $10,000 from Mum's paintings. He's going to deliver a package tomorrow. Inside is every letter Mum ever wrote Marcus. Every ultrasound photo. Every text they sent when they thought no one would see. And one final letter from me. He holds up a thick manila envelope sealed with red wax. It tells him who I am. It tells him Mum died screaming his name in her sleep. It tells him I'm dying too, same cancer, and I forgive him because hate is too heavy to carry into the dark. Then it gives him a choice. Ethan's lip trembles. He can come clean to his family on his own, or Ray mails copies to his wife, his clients, his church, everyone 48 hours. That's all he gets. The camera shakes. Ethan wipes his face. I wanted you to hate him, Dad. I wanted you to have someone to blame. But I can't do that to you. Anger won't fix me. It'll just kill you faster. So this is me letting go. This is me choosing peace. He lifts the ring, kisses it, then looks straight into the lens. I love you more than anything. You were my real father every single day. Blood doesn't get to take that away. The video ends. The kitchen is dead silent, except for the clock ticking. I stare at the frozen final frame of my son's face. Then I open a new browser tab and type in Ray Delgado, Private Investigator, Portland. His website loads. Phone number right there. My hand hovers over the keys, because the package hasn't been delivered yet. I still have time to stop it. Or time to make sure Marcus Reed burns for what he did. And right now, while Ethan sleeps 10 feet away counting hours he doesn't have, I'm deciding which kind of father I'm going to be when he wakes up. I just dialed the private investigator at 6:12 a.m. And the second he picked up I told him to double the price and triple the pain. Ray Delgado answered on the third ring, voice thick with sleep. Yeah, Ray. Daniel Harper, Ethan's father. A pause, then recognition. Shit. Kid said you might call. Said if you did, I should hang up. I'm not Ethan, I said. New instructions. You still have the package? It's in my safe. Was heading out at 9 to deliver. Hold it. Another pause. How much hold we talking? Whatever Ethan paid you, I'll match it again in cash today, if you add one thing to that envelope. I heard him sit up. Sheets rustling. Keep talking. I looked over at Ethan on the couch. His lips were grey. One hand had slipped out from under the quilt, fingers curled like he was still reaching for something in his sleep. I dropped my voice to a whisper so cold it burned my own throat. Inside the package you put a second letter. From me, it tells Marcus exactly what his cowardice cost. It tells him his son is dying 40 minutes away and never once asked for a dime or a drop of blood. And it gives him a new deadline. 24 hours. He comes to this house, gets on his knees in front of Ethan, and begs forgiveness to his face. Or every wife, every client, every friend, every daughter's teacher gets the entire story with pictures. And I mail the medical files showing Ethan's leukemia is the exact same mutation Sarah had. Let him stare at that genetic bullet he fired and walked away from. Ray exhaled slow. That's dark, Mr. Harper. Dark as watching your kid cough blood into a towel so you won't hear it at night. Do it. Ethan hired me to give the man peace. Ethan's 17 and thinks dying clean is a gift. I'm 48 and I know better. Peace is earned. Put my letter in. I heard a pen scratching. Done, he said. Anything else? Yeah, when he shows up at your office begging, you record it. Every tear, every excuse. I want it on video. That'll cost extra. Name it. 5 more. Cash is in my truck outside your office in 1 hour. He laughed once, dry. You're a different animal than your boy. He got his mother's heart. I'm what's left when you break that heart twice. I hung up. The house was so quiet I could hear Ethan's heartbeat from across the room. Too fast, like a bird trapped in a cage. I walked over, knelt, brushed the hair off his forehead. His skin was furnace hot. He stirred, eyes fluttered open, unfocused. Dad, I'm here. You watched it. Every second. He tried to smile. The effort broke something in me. Good. Then you know I fixed it. No more secrets. Yeah, I lied softly. No more secrets. His fingers found mine, squeezed once, then slipped away as the pain pills dragged him back under. I stayed on my knees beside him, holding that small, hot hand, feeling the rage settle into something surgical, cold, precise. Because in a few hours Marcus Reed is going to open an envelope that will flay him alive. And when he comes running, I'll be waiting on the porch with the shotgun I never loaded last night. Only this time it won't be empty. And right now, while my son sleeps his last peaceful minutes, I'm sliding shells into the magazine one by one, each click sounding exactly like a countdown. It's 3:47 p.m. and a silver SUV just pulled into my driveway. Marcus Reed is walking toward my porch right now, looking like a man who already knows he's dead. I'm sitting in Sarah's old rocking chair, shotgun across my lap, 2 shells in the chamber, safety off. Ethan is inside on the couch, sedated enough that he won't hear what's coming. The porch camera I installed this morning is recording every second. Marcus stops at the bottom step, 45 years old, still handsome, still wearing the same scared green eyes I saw in that photograph. His hands are raised, palms out, like I'm already pointing the gun. Daniel, his voice cracks. Please, I just want to see him. I don't move. You have 24 hours on the clock. You're early. That means you opened the envelope. He nods, throat working. I read everything. Both letters. Good. Then you know the rules. Knees. Right here on the concrete. He looks around the quiet street, then drops hard. The thud echoes. Blood seeps through his cockies where the gravel bites. I stand up slow, shotgun dangling loose at my side. Say it. He looks up, tears already cutting tracks through the dust on his face. I'm sorry. I was a coward. I loved her and I ran. I left her to die alone. I left my son. His voice breaks completely. Please let me see him. I step down until the barrel is 6 inches from his forehead. You don't get to call him your son. You lost that right the day you ghosted a pregnant woman. He's sobbing openly now. I didn't know she was sick. She never told me. I thought she chose you. I thought... Shut up. I reach into my pocket and pull out the printed lab report Ray included in the package. Ethan's genetic markers side by side with Sarah's. The hereditary mutations circled in red. Read the highlighted part out loud. His hands shake so badly he can barely hold the paper. BRCA1. Pathogenic variant. Inherited from biological father. High penetrance. He looks up, destroyed. It's my fault. The cancer is my fault. Louder. It's my fault. He screams at the sky. A neighbor's curtain moves. I don't care. I lower the shotgun just enough that he can breathe. Inside that house is the only child you'll ever have with Sarah. He has months, maybe weeks. You're going to walk in there, get on your knees again beside that couch, and you're going to tell him every single thing you just told me. Then you're going to ask if he wants anything from you. If he says no, you leave and never come back. If he says yes, you give it and then you leave. Either way, after today you disappear from his life forever. Nod if you understand. He nods frantically. I step aside and open the screen door. He stumbles up the steps, legs barely working, and crosses the threshold into my house like he's walking into a tomb. I follow, shotgun still in my hands. Ethan is still asleep, lips parted, the ring rising and falling on his chest with every shallow breath. Marcus sees him and makes the most broken sound I've ever heard from a grown man. He drops beside the couch, forehead pressed to the floor, shoulders shaking so hard the coffee table rattles. I stand over them both, and right now, while the man who destroyed my family weeps at my dying son's feet, I'm waiting for Ethan to open his eyes and decide whether blood gets forgiveness or final, permanent exile. Marcus is on his knees beside the couch, and Ethan just opened his eyes, and the first word out of my son's mouth is, Dad. He's groggy from the meds, blinking up at the ceiling, then at me, then down at the stranger, sobbing into Sarah's quilt. Confusion flickers across his face, then recognition, then something that looks like terror. Ethan tries to sit up. His arms give out halfway. I'm there in a heartbeat, sliding behind him, lifting him gently so he's half in my lap. The shotgun is still in my right hand, resting on the armrest, pointed nowhere and everywhere. Ethan's voice is paper thin. Dad, why is he here? Marcus lifts his head. His face is wrecked. Ethan, I cut him off with one look. This is Ethan's moment. Ethan stares at Marcus for a long time. The room is so quiet I can hear the oxygen moving in and out of his lungs like broken bellows. Finally he speaks, soft, steady, every word costing him. You came. Marcus nods, tears dripping off his chin. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know about the cancer, about any of. Ethan raises one trembling hand. Stop. Marcus shuts up instantly. Ethan turns his head toward me, cheek against my chest. You did this? I gave him 24 hours to crawl here or lose everything. He chose crawling. Ethan closes his eyes for a second. When he opens them again, they're clear, almost peaceful. I told you I wanted peace. I know. This isn't peace, Dad. I know that too. A long silence. Then Ethan looks back at Marcus. I forgive you, he says simply. Marcus makes a sound like he's been shot. But forgiveness doesn't mean I want you here, Ethan continues. I have one father. He's holding me right now. You don't get to replace the years you threw away. Marcus nods, frantic, willing to accept any scrap. Ethan's breathing gets shallower. He's fading fast. The pain meds and the confrontation are pulling him under. One thing, he whispers. Your daughters, Lily and Ava. Send them the paintings Mum never finished. The ones of the ocean. Tell them a brave woman painted them while she was sick. Don't tell them anything else. Let them have something beautiful from her. Promise me. Marcus is crying too hard to speak. He just nods. Ethan's eyes find mine again. Dad, I'm really tired. I've got you. Take me upstairs. I want my bed. I want it to be just us now. I stand, lifting him like he weighs nothing. 17 years old and he's light as a child again. Marcus scrambles to his feet, reaching out, but I turn my shoulder. He drops his hands. At the staircase I pause and look back. You have your orders, I tell him. Paintings go to your girls. Then you disappear. You come near this house again. You contact him. You so much as breathe his name. Ray Delgado gets the video of you on your knees today, and it goes to every person you've ever met. Clear. Marcus nods, broken. I carry Ethan upstairs. His head rests against my neck, the ring warm between us. Behind me, I hear the front door open and close. The SUV starts. Tires crunch, gravel, then fade into silence. Ethan murmurs against my skin, barely audible. Thank you for protecting me, even from myself. I lay him in his bed, pull the covers up, sit on the edge so he can see me. His eyes are already closing, and right now, while the sun sets red through his window and my son slips into the deepest sleep he's had in weeks, I'm realizing the revenge I thought I needed was never about Marcus at all. It was about making sure Ethan got to choose his ending, and he just did. It's 2:11 a.m. and Ethan just woke up screaming my name because the pain finally won. I'm running down the hallway in my boxers, heart slamming against my ribs like it's trying to break free. His door is cracked. The light from his phone is flashing on the ceiling like a dying strobe. A shove inside and he's curled on his side, arms wrapped around his stomach, mouth open in a silent howl. Blood is on his lips. Not much, but enough. I drop beside the bed, gather him against me. He's burning hot and shaking so hard the headboard rattles. Breathe, son. Breathe with me. He tries. Can't. The pain is a living thing chewing him from the inside. I grab the morphine bottle the hospice nurse left yesterday, the one I swore I'd never open until he asked. The seal cracks like a gunshot. I fill the dropper with shaking hands. Open your mouth, baby. He does. I drip it under his tongue. He gags, then relaxes a fraction. The screaming turns into wet, broken sobs against my chest. I rock him the way I did when he was 4 and had nightmares about monsters under the bed. Only this monster has a name now, and it's winning. After 10 minutes, the morphine hits. His body goes slack. His eyes flutter open, glassy but focused on me. Dad, I'm scared. First time he's ever said it out loud. I press my forehead to his. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. He tries to smile. It's crooked and small and perfect. I had a dream. Mum was waiting on the pier at Cannon Beach. She looked healthy again. She waved at me, said it was time to come home. My throat closes so tight I can barely talk. Did she say anything else? Yeah. His voice is fading. She said, tell you the house is paid off. There's an insurance policy you never knew about. And she's proud of how you loved us both. I didn't think I had any tears left. I was wrong. Ethan's fingers find the ring on the chain. He pulls it over his head, weak but determined, and presses it into my palm. This belongs to you now. You gave it to her first. You get it last. I close my fist around it so hard the sapphire cuts me. He coughs once, soft, wet. A tiny red bubble forms at the corner of his mouth. I'm really sleepy, Dad. Then sleep, son. I'll be right here when you wake up. He knows I'm lying. I know he knows. But we pretend anyway. His eyes close. His breathing slows. Slows, slows, slows. And right now, while the ring cuts into my palm and the love of my life waits for our boy on some invisible pier, I'm counting every last breath that leaves his lips. Because the next one might be the one that doesn't come back. It's 4:03 a.m. and the breathing stopped. I'm still counting anyway, like if I keep counting, it'll start again. I'm sitting on the floor beside his bed, back against the wall, knees pulled up. Ethan is on his side, facing me, one hand dangling off the mattress. I've been holding that hand for the last 47 minutes. It's already cooling. The room smells like copper and lavender from the candle Sarah used to burn when she tucked him in. I lit it an hour ago because I remembered he always said it smelled like her. I keep waiting for the big wave of grief to hit. The screaming, the collapse, the thing people do in movies. It hasn't come. There's just this vacuum. Like someone pulled the plug on the universe and all the sound got sucked out. I reach over and smooth his hair. It's damp with sweat. His lips are parted, a little blue at the edges. He looks 12 again. Like any second he'll open his eyes and ask for pancakes with extra whipped cream. I whisper the only thing I can think to say. I'm proud of you, son. You fought clean. You loved hard. You won. Then I do the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I let go of his hand, stand up on legs that don't feel like mine, and walk to the window. Dawn is starting to bruise the sky purple. I open it wide so the cold air pours in. Hospice told me to do this, let the soul out. I thought it was stupid until right now. I lean out and speak into the quiet morning, loud enough for whatever is listening. He's coming, Sarah. Take care of our boy. Tell him I'm right behind him. A breeze moves through the trees. The wind chimes on the porch sing one clear note. I turn back to the bed. The sheet over his chest isn't moving anymore. I crawl in beside him, fully clothed, shoes and all. I pull him into my arms, the way I did when he was tiny and thunderstorms scared him. His head fits under my chin perfectly, same as always. I tuck the quilt around us both. The ring is still clenched in my fist. I slip it onto the chain around my own neck. It settles against my skin, warm from his body. I close my eyes and start talking, low and steady, like I'm reading him the longest bedtime story in the world. Remember the summer you were 9 and we built that terrible tree fort? You fell and broke your arm and still begged to go back up the next day. I keep going. Every memory, every camping trip, every time he made Sarah laugh so hard she cried. I talk until my voice gives out. And right now, while the first real light of morning creeps across his bedroom floor, and the two of us lie here wrapped together like nothing ever went wrong, I'm making him a promise against his hair. I'm going to live long enough to make sure the world never forgets you, Ethan Harper. Then I'm coming to find you both. It's day 3 after the funeral, and I just opened the letter the hospice nurse handed me yesterday. The one Ethan wrote while I was downstairs making coffee he never drank. I'm sitting on the back porch steps, same spot I watched him sneak to the shed a lifetime ago. The yard is too quiet. No basketball bouncing. No music leaking from his window. Just birds and the wind moving through Sarah's hydrangeas like they don't know everything is dead. The envelope is small, his handwriting shaky but still his. For Dad, open when you're ready to live again. I wasn't ready. I opened it anyway. Inside is one sheet of notebook paper and a second, smaller envelope marked open second. First page. Dad. If you're reading this, I made it to Mum. Tell her I said the pier was exactly how she described it. The waves sound like her laugh. I need you to do 3 things for me. Not because I'm your kid and you feel guilty. Do them because I'm asking with everything I had left. 1. Go to the shed. There's a canvas behind the big easel wrapped in brown paper. It's the last painting Mom started and I finished for her after she couldn't hold the brush anymore. It's of you and me on the pier at sunset. She wanted you to have it the day you were ready to smile again. I'm telling you now, you're ready. 2. Take the insurance money and fix up the house. New roof, new paint. Make it bright like she always wanted. Then open the spare room as an art scholarship for kids who lost a parent. Call it the Sarah and Ethan Harper Grant. Let other people make beauty out of pain. That's how we stay alive. 3. Live, Dad. Travel, eat weird food, dance badly at weddings, fall in love again if someone brave enough shows up. Mum told me the night before she died that your heart is too big to stay buried with us. She made me promise to remind you. I kept my promise. Now keep yours. I love you bigger than the sky. Ethan. P.S. Open the small envelope when you're done crying. It's okay to cry first. I'm crying so hard I can barely see the words. When it finally stops, I rip open the second envelope. Inside is a single Polaroid. It's me and Ethan last Christmas. I'm asleep in the recliner, mouth open, terrible snore face. He's curled against my side under the blanket, grinning at the camera, peace sign up. On the white border he wrote in Sharpie, proof you were the best dad in every universe. Stop counting the ones where you think you failed. Start counting the ones where you won. This is one of them. I press the photo to my chest like it can bring the warmth back. Then I stand up, legs shaking, and walk to the shed. The canvas is exactly where he said. I unwrap it with hands that still remember how to tremble. It's us, me and him, standing on that pier at Cannon Beach. Sunset behind us, golds and pinks bleeding into the ocean. Sarah painted my face softer than I've ever seen it. Ethan finished the details on his own hands, the freckles, the crooked smile. At the bottom, in her handwriting and his mixed together, until we meet at sunset. And right now, while the morning sun hits the canvas and turns it into fire, I'm making a new sound I haven't made in years. It's not a sob. It's the first breath of a man who just remembered he's still allowed to live. It's been 6 months to the day since I carried Ethan out of that bedroom, and right now I'm standing in front of 30 strangers holding a giant pair of scissors. The house looks nothing like the place where everything died. Fresh white paint, new cedar shingles, Sarah's hydrangeas trimmed and blooming like crazy. The spare room is now a bright studio with north-facing windows, easels, and a huge sign above the door that reads, "Sarah and Ethan Harper Art Grant make beauty out of the hurt." 30 kids, ages 10 to 17, all lost a parent. They're clutching brand new sketchbooks, eyes wide. Their families stand behind them, some crying already. Local news is here. The mayor is here. Even Ray Delgado showed up in a suit, looking uncomfortable but proud. I clear my throat and step to the microphone. 6 months ago, I thought love ended in that bedroom upstairs. Turns out it just changed shape. I tell them the short version. Sarah's cancer, Ethan's secret, the shed, the pier painting, the letter. I leave out the shotgun and the rage. Some things stay buried. Then I hold up the canvas Ethan finished for his mother. The one of me and him at sunset. It's been framed in driftwood. This is the first piece in the permanent collection. Every kid who gets the grant will add one piece before they leave. 10 years from now, this room will hold hundreds of stories that started with pain and ended with color. A girl in the front row, 12, shaved head, leukemia survivor, raises her hand. "Did it stop hurting?" she asks. I kneel, so we're eye level. "It changes," I tell her. "It turns into a weight you can carry instead of a knife that keeps cutting. One day you wake up and the weight feels like wings." She smiles. First real smile I've seen on her. I cut the ribbon. Applause explodes. Kids flood the studio, laughing, already smudging paint on their fingers. Later, when everyone's gone and the house is quiet again, I walk out to the backyard with a beer and sit on the porch steps. The shed door is open. Inside, the walls are lined with new canvases from today's kids. Light pours in like it never left. I pull the chain from under my shirt. Sarah's ring still hangs there, warm from my skin. I kiss it once, the way Ethan used to. Then I look up at the sky, turning that exact Cannon Beach pink. I kept my promise, son. I'm living. And damn, it's beautiful. And right now, while the first fireflies blink on and the wind moves through the hydrangeas like Sarah's fingers, I swear I hear 2 voices on the breeze, one deep, one young, laughing together. They sound proud. It's been exactly 1 year since Ethan left, and 30 seconds ago the doorbell rang. And the woman standing on my porch is holding a baby with Ethan's green eyes. I'm frozen in the doorway, beer bottle still in my hand from the little toast I was doing alone. She's maybe 30, dark hair, tired smile, paint under her fingernails. The baby is wrapped in a blue blanket, chubby fist in his mouth, staring at me like he already knows my name. She speaks first, soft. "Mr. Harper, my name is Claire Reed. This is Jonah. He's 4 months old, Reed." The name punches the air out of my lungs. I grip the door frame so hard the wood creaks. Claire's eyes fill. Marcus didn't send me. He doesn't know I'm here. I found out everything the day Jonah was born. Marcus got drunk and told me the whole story. Sarah, Ethan, the cancer, the letters, you. He cried for 3 days straight. Said he didn't deserve to breathe the same air as you. She shifts the baby higher on her hip. Jonah's middle name is Ethan, Marcus insisted. He won't come within 50 miles of this house because of your warning, but I saw what you built here. The grant, the studio, the kids. I read every article, and I thought, maybe you should meet the only piece of Ethan that's still growing. I can't speak. The baby, Jonah Ethan Reed, reaches out a tiny starfish hand toward the ring hanging on my chain. His fingers close around the sapphire like it belongs to him. Claire's voice drops to almost nothing. I know you have every right to slam this door, but Ethan saved my husband's life that day on your porch. Marcus is in therapy. He's a better father to our girls because he knows what kind of father he wasn't. And I wanted Jonah to have one day with the man who raised his brother with everything he had. The baby gurgles and kicks. His eyes, those impossible green eyes, never leave mine. Claire offers him to me, arms shaking. I set the beer down slow. My hands remember exactly how to hold a baby, muscle memory from 17 years ago. Jonah comes into my arms like he's done it 1,000 times. He smells like powder and new life. He grabs a fistful of my shirt and sighs, content. Claire wipes her face. I only need an hour. Then we'll go. No strings, I swear. I look down at the tiny boy who carries my son's blood and my wife's fight. And right now, while this miracle I never asked for falls asleep against the same heartbeat that once rocked Ethan through nightmares, I'm doing the one thing I swore I'd never do again. I'm letting her read inside my house. Jonah is asleep on my chest right now, drooling on Sarah's ring. And I just realized forgiveness doesn't always feel like letting go. Sometimes it feels like picking something new up. Claire is sitting on the couch, where Ethan took his last breath, holding a cup of tea she hasn't touched. She's watching me rock her son the same way I rocked mine, and neither of us knows what to say yet. I break the silence first. He has Ethan's cowlick, right at the crown. She smiles through tears and Sarah's mouth. Marcus noticed it the day he was born. I nod, throat tight. Jonah makes a tiny snuffling sound and burrows closer. His warmth is soaking through my shirt, straight into the place that's been ice for a year. Claire sets the cup down. I brought something. She pulls a small wooden box from the diaper bag, opens it. Inside are 2 tiny hand-painted canvases, no bigger than postcards. One is the ocean at sunset. The other is a single blue hydrangea. My girls, Lily and Ava, painted these. They're 8 and 6. They don't know the whole story yet, just that there was a brave boy named Ethan who loved art and the ocean. They wanted his little brother to have something from them. I take the paintings with my free hand. The brushstrokes are clumsy, perfect, full of love. Claire's voice drops. They ask about him every day, about you two. I didn't know what to tell them until today. Jonah stirs, makes a small, unhappy sound. I shift him to my shoulder and pat his back the way I haven't done since Ethan was this small. He settles instantly. Claire watches, eyes shining. You look like you were born doing that. I was, I say. Just took 17 years off in between. She laughs once, wet and surprised. Then she reaches into the bag again and pulls out an envelope. Thick. My name on the front in childish handwriting. Glitter glue and stickers. From the girls. They made me promise to deliver it in person. I open it one-handed. Inside are 2 letters and a photograph. First letter, Lily. Dear Mr. Harper, thank you for taking care of Ethan when our daddy was too scared. We are sorry he died. We painted the sea for Jonah so he knows his brother liked waves. Love, Lily, age 8.5. Second letter, Ava. I drew you a dinosaur because Ethan probably liked dinosaurs. You can visit us if you want. We have swings. Love, Ava. The photograph is the 4 of them. Claire, Marcus, looking older, humbled, Lily, Ava, and newborn Jonah. On the back, in Claire's handwriting, family isn't always the people who gave you DNA. Sometimes it's the people brave enough to love you anyway. We'd be honored if you ever wanted to be Jonah's grandpa. I stare at the picture until it blurs. Claire stands up slowly. We should go. He'll need to eat soon. I don't hand Jonah back yet. Instead, I look at her and ask the question I never thought I'd ask a Reed. Would next Saturday work? The Grant kids are having an open studio day. There's swings in the backyard now, and I make a mean dinosaur-shaped pancake. Claire's smile breaks wide open, like sunrise after the longest night. We'll be here at 10. Jonah chooses that exact moment to open his eyes, look straight at me, and give the biggest, gummiest grin I've seen since Ethan was 4 months old. And right now, while this new little life smiles at the man who once held a shotgun full of hate, I'm understanding the last thing my son was trying to teach me. Some stories don't end in graves. Some stories just wait for the next set of tiny hands to pick up the paintbrush. It's 5 years to the day since I carried Ethan out of that bedroom, and right now 30 kids are screaming happy birthday, Grandpa Daniel, while Jonah Ethan Reed, age 5, is trying to blow out 60 candles on a dinosaur cake. The backyard is chaos in the best way. New swings creak under laughing kids. The shed-turned studio glows with fairy lights and murals that climb the walls like living memories. Every inch of this place is covered in color now. Sarah's ocean sunsets, Ethan's crooked pier, Lily's and Ava's first clumsy hydrangeas, and hundreds more from every child that Grant has lifted out of grief. Claire is chasing Jonah with a paper crown. Marcus Gray at the temples, softer around the eyes, is manning the grill, flipping burgers beside Ray Delgado, who never really left after the first open studio day. The 2 of them argue about sauce like old brothers. I'm sitting in Sarah's old rocking chair on the porch, rings still around my neck, watching it all like I'm dreaming awake. Jonah breaks free from his mum, sprints across the grass, and throws himself into my lap hard enough to knock the wind out of me. Grandpa, make a wish with me. I wrap my arms around his warm, sticky little body. Already did, buddy. Every day for 5 years. He squints up at me, serious. Did it come true? I look out at the yard, at Lily and Ava teaching Grant kids how to finger paint on the fence, at Claire laughing so hard she's crying, at Marcus sneaking Jonah an extra marshmallow when he thinks I'm not looking. Yeah, little man. It came true, bigger than I ever dared ask. The kids start the countdown. 30 voices. 3, 2, 1. Jonah and I blow. 60 candles die in one smoky breath. Everyone cheers. Later, when the sun drops low and the sky turns that exact Cannon Beach pink, the yard quiets. Kids sprawl on blankets, eating cake. Fireflies blink on like tiny lanterns. I slip away to the end of the pier we built over the little pond last summer. Ethan's design, Sarah's colors. The dedication plaque reads, "For every sunset we still get to watch together." I pull the ring from under my shirt, kiss it once, and speak to the water and the sky and whoever's listening on the other side. I kept the promise, you too. I lived, I loved. I let the story grow instead of ending. A breeze moves across the pond, ripples the reflection of the sky, and for one perfect second I swear I see them standing at the far edge. Sarah, healthy and glowing, holding Ethan's hand. He's 17 again, grinning that sideways grin, waving like he's just been waiting for me to look up. Jonah's small voice calls from the porch, "Grandpa, story time." I smile, wipe my eyes, and walk back toward the light and the noise and the life they handed me when they left. Because this is the real ending they wrote for me, not a grave. A beginning that never stops. And right now, while 30 kids settle around me on the grass, waiting for the next chapter, I'm the luckiest man who ever lost everything. Because I got to watch love turn the page and keep writing itself. Brighter and louder and more beautiful than I ever thought possible. Thank you for walking this road with me. Ethan was right. The story was never mine alone. It's ours. And it's still going. Like the video, turn on notifications, subscribe the channel. Your support helps us bring even more powerful stories to life. Thanks for watching. And remember, every betrayal writes a story. Every story deserves justice.